This week on TGC News, Sig releases a Spectre, Walther has some silly expensive guns, an aluminum Filipino Glock, and the background check numbers for May. TacPack is a monthly gearbox that knows what you need and want, and they're always mixing things up. One month you could be met with gun parts or cleaning gear, and the next you may end up with survival gear that you didn't know you needed. Not only that, but the stuff inside comes from brands you already know and love. TacPack covers all the bases, and if you use our code TGCBAG over at TacPack.com, you'll get a free grab bag that ships separately when you place your first order. Welcome back to another episode of the Gun Collective News, the only gun news show that covers things you actually care about. My name is Jon Patton. If you're new here, consider subscribing to stay up to date on new guns, new accessory, gun industry stuff. We cover it all right here. Get subscribed. Now, how about some news? First up this week is a new one from Rock Island Armory. Not only is it first in this week's show, but it's also the first striker-fired pistol they've brought to the market. Not only that, but it's not quite the same old Glock mag-fed stuff that you're used to seeing. It's called the STK100, and yes, it does take 17-round Glock mags, but it also has a 1911 grip angle, and the grip is made of aluminum. The texture you see is actually machined into the grip. It uses the same takedown as a Glock, as you can probably see, and even appears to borrow the same slide release that some Glocks have. The slide is also interesting because it's got the viewing windows for the 4.5-inch barrel on the top and sides, as well as serrations front and rear, and it's cut for optics. It seems pretty cool on the surface. A sort of gussied up Glock-type pistol with an aluminum frame and a 1911 grip angle sounds pretty cool to me. I have to point this next thing out, though, because I think it's kind of funny. In the promo materials for this gun, Rock Island repeatedly promotes the fact that aluminum is more durable than polymer. This seems to imply that polymer guns that are out on the market aren't durable, which is total horse and a weak selling point at best. Rock Island, you can do better. Anyway, I won't harp on them too much because the price isn't horrible on this thing. The MSRP lands at $599. If it's actually good, that could be really solid value for the money. An aluminum gun, machine, grip texture, decent recoil control. I do want to know what you guys think, though. Is the STK100 something you would take over other options on the market? If not, why not? Sound off in the comments, and let's talk about it. Next up in new gun news, a series of guns from Walther that they've kind of kept under the radar a bit. They're called Meisters manufacturer, or in English roughly translates to Master Workshop, kind of Master Series, something like that, aka Walther's own custom shop. As of now, there are 4 different guns under this line, and all of them are based on the PPQ Q5 steel frame. The first one is called the Arabesque. This one's unique. The standout about this gun is the engraving, obviously. It's completely covered in this sort of floral style, hand-done engraving, and even has some small 24-karat gold beads. Not only that, but even the base plates on the mags are engraved. They kind of went all out. The gun also comes with Caucasian walnut grips with 20 LPI checkering. It's pretty unique, and it should be, because the MSRP on this one is $30,000. Pick your jaw up off the ground and let's look at the rest of these. Next is the Patriot, which is heading in the same direction, but not quite as fancy. It has an engraved eagle and American flag motif on the slide, and the frame has a wraparound aluminum grip. This one has an MSRP of $3,999. Way more tolerable than the last one. Moving on from there is the Black Diamond. There is no engraving here, but almost a black chrome type finish to it with a muted bronze colored aluminum grip. This one goes for $34.99, and rounding it out is the black tie version. This is the sort of classic silver and black look with what they call Stynox finish. It's basically a satin nickel look. Again, with the aluminum grip as well. All the aluminum grips are identical. All of these models have the same dynamic trigger, which is sort of an improved version of the factory trigger. The black tie has an MSRP of $26.99. Considering the regular steel frame gun has an MSRP of $16.99, the cheapest here is $1,000 more. These are all quite a jump. For me, they would have to be absolutely amazing when being shot side by side with the standard gun, but I suspect these guns aren't aimed at someone like me. Also, I want to point out that on the engraved guns, they left a big old Q5 Match SF logo on the side of the slide, and that looks like absolute trash next to that beautiful engraving. Like, please, just take that crap off the side. Give them a blank slide. Let them do it their way. That logo looks awful next to that beautiful engraving. Moving on from there, Sig has a new series of Custom Works pistols that they've brought out. It seems like we sort of can't escape them doing new versions of the 320, but this time there's also a new version of the 365. It's called the Spectres series, and the major changes here are, as per usual, cosmetic. The grip modules have been laser engraved with a, I guess, pretty cool texture. It looks neat. And then the slides have been tuned up a little bit as well, with some viewing ports on the top and serrations down the sides. They also have optic cuts. The finish on the slides is what I'll call industrial chic, which is sort of a distressed look. All in all, they seem cool, I guess. Sure. And as per usual, no prices from Sig, so I'm going to make them up. The P320X Compact Spectre retails for an apple pie, and the P365XL Spectre retails for a handful of green beans and a stapler. That's a weird price, Sig. You guys, that's weird. In Gundustry news, we have the May background check numbers in, and as you may have guessed, get it? The numbers are strong yet again. I really didn't think it would be possible to crush last year's numbers every month this year, but that's exactly what we've been doing. In May of 2021, we had 3.2 million background checks, which is up about 130,000 from last year's already record-setting pace. To recap the year, January has 4.3 million, February was 3.4, March was just shy of 4.7 million, April was 3.5 million, and of course May comes in at 3.2 million. That puts us at 19.2 million checks for the year. Holy crap, guys. That's more than every year prior to 2012 already, and it's only 5 months. That's half of last year's total already. I'm telling you, if supply can keep up, we will crush 50 million this year. Also in gun industry news, FN America announced they were awarded the contract to build the U.S. Army's M240 machine guns and some associated parts until June of 2026. The contract is valued at just north of $92 million. That's a lot of money. That's a lot.
Yeah. Just because I'm addicted to caffeine does not mean that I have to settle for coffee. Blackout coffee. Yeah.
To get 10% off your entire order, go to blackoutcoffee.com and use the code TGC. That's blackoutcoffee.com/TGC and use the code TGC. The only thing that stops a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. This week, our good guy with a gun is a mother. We don't have a ton of info on this one, but I thought it was a good one to share. According to reports, at about 2:30 a.m. on Sunday, June 6th in Columbus, Ohio, a man got into an altercation with his girlfriend and then punched her and her baby. Punched the baby. How do you punch a baby? This led to the guy getting shot. That's all the info we have. I want to hear from you guys on this one. Parents, what would you do if someone punched your baby? What, was the baby talking crap?
But then there are certain sounds in this world that for whatever reason, just the way it hits you, it makes you want to punch a baby. God forbid you're in a nursery.
If you don't have kids, feel free to speculate on this. Punching a baby is pretty messed up if you ask me. Drop your answers in the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. That's where all the things go. You clickety-clack, it goes in the comments. It's time now for more Friendly Fire, the segment where I answer questions from you guys. This time our questions are coming from YouTube. I asked for questions, I made a post about it, and you guys delivered. Our first question is coming from Patrick Henry. Great name, by the way. I'm actually related to the original Patrick Henry. Small bit of info about me. He says, why don't we see more 2A activism from major manufacturers? I think it's largely because they prefer to do things quietly if/when they do them. One of the challenges they face is that it's very easy to piss off gun owners. Just ask Springfield. So it can backfire if they make the wrong step in good faith, it seems. However, I think times like now require them to stop being quiet and start making a difference. Big guys, I'm talking to you. Make this happen. The E92 Boyo, which is a BMW reference, says, have you had any good experiences with Palmetto State Armory? Yes, I have, actually. They're decent enough for the money, and their kit deals are usually pretty cool. Like, you get like an upper, an optic, basically everything but the lower. That's rad. It's been a few years since I shot one of their guns, though, so I can't weigh in on the more recent stuff. I haven't shot the more recent stuff. Hart says, can you post an image of what the ATF expects people to have? There you go. And Lucky43113 says, how do we unite the gun community in the same way the left sticks together in attempts to take our rights? I think it's important for us to try and put aside differences and focus solely on the issue of gun rights. However, after several social media posts regarding Pride Month, I made one, just got a ton of negativity from across the community. I think we still have a lot to learn in terms of getting along within our own community. Infighting is strong right now. My friendly fire question to you guys this week: what is the one gun that you think everyone should own? Sound off you know where. And if you want to ask a friendly fire question, send that to me on theguncollective.com. That would be rad. If you guys enjoyed this show and you want to see an ad-free version, no promos whatsoever, check us out on floatplane.com. And after you click the like button, ding, do that. Be sure to hit the secret affiliate link down in the description. That's a help. It supports us. We appreciate it. And of course, don't forget to get subscribed for more gun news every single week. And as always, thank you all for watching. We'll see you soon.
Yep, it's over, but don't worry, you can click on the video up top to watch last week's show, and the one below that is the one that YouTube thinks you'll enjoy. Check them out and let me know what you think.